Hey, this is Chris Jericho, and you are watching Cowhead TV. Please, I beg you, continue watching. Have you seen the size of his cranium? When he starts swinging that thing around, it's like a water buffalo. It causes major damage. Please don't turn the channel. Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you.
Chris Jericho is the lead singer of Fozzy, and also he is a world-famous WWE wrestler and has been one of my favorites since back in the old WCW days.
We used to go on a roll with Bubba back in those days. I remember I would get off a red eye at like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'd be driving home and just be like totally out of it, maybe even half on a sleeping pill or something. So I'm gonna call Bubba and just talk some major BS.
You'd leave
we had
great
good times,
messages.
man.
Yeah,
we had
stuff.
fun. We had fun. You guys, a good relationship with you guys.
In the WCW days back in the day, which is miserable. As far as organization, that's how I remember it. I wasn't a wrestler, but I mean, just the times that I had to work with them, it was not like now. Like, I don't even feel comfortable backstage at the WWE. I don't even want to be there. Like, I'm like, I don't belong here. These people are trying to work. WCW was a free-for-all. I could just sit there and drink beer and nobody would care.
Well, and it was much more regimented because in WWE, I mean, you could drink beer because that's what Bischoff was doing. He would show up with sweatpants and his hat on backwards and just kind of walk around, and it was a lot different. I remember my favorite WCW story is I got a FedEx once with nothing in it.
They just give me
they sent me a FedEx to my house, and bing bong, and went and got it and opened it up, and there's nothing was there. So that and the time I got a royalty check for 10 cents are my two favorite. A stamp costs 32 cents, guys.
Yeah,
you could have just told me.
We're in the back room trying to work a thing with Jimmy Hart and Bubba, a whole radio angle promotion thing. And then Jimmy Hart's like, and then Cowhead, you come out and hit him with the chair and save the day. And Chris goes, I don't want to overstep here, but since I'm the professional wrestler, maybe I should hit him with the chair. That's a great idea, Chris.
Good job, darling. Good job, darling. Suddenly, Jimmy Hart's become Mr. Bill nowadays. Good job, boys. Good job.
In the nicer, gentler days, I'm trying to accept Jimmy Hart and be nice to him now, even though all these years he was just such a douchebag.
That's the first time I've ever heard Jimmy Hart referred to as a douchebag.
Because I figured Jimmy's gimmick is to be the nice guy.
Yeah,
he's not
totally.
that nice guy that everybody says he is. He's a backstabbing douchebag.
He's been in the wrestling business for 45 years. It tends to warp your personality, I'm sure. Actually, the last time I was with you guys, I was doing a signing for my first book, A Lion's Tale, and right now I'm writing the second book, and I just wrote about that maybe, I'd say 3 weeks ago, so it's very fresh in my mind, kind of remembering exactly everything that happened.
And is there a lot of Bischoff stuff in there?
No, actually not at all. The Bischoff kind of ended at the end of the first book. This one is all kind of what happened when I got to the WWE and forward. I mean, he'll be in there because he showed up there a couple years later, but it's mostly just my experiences within WWE and then all the stuff that happened with Fozzy and all that sort of stuff as well. So
You're a smart business guy. What was it like when he showed up over there and it was a different position? Now you're a superstar.
He had a lot of balls to show up there because there was a lot of guys. It was kind of like, the warden got put in jail with the prisoners and all the guys that kind of got screwed over waiting for him. But, everybody was in a different mind space when the WCW was going. So you get away from the kind of the corruption that was going on there and then the egos and the arrogance. He's actually a really nice guy. We had a lot of fun in the WWE together.
Still, though, I heard him the other day, and I heard him giving backhanded compliments and taking shots. And Jericho, we like Jericho, but we didn't think he could sustain a championship, and I don't know if he could. So Jericho fires back in TNA and says, the reason why I couldn't be a champion in TNA is because I'm not 60.
I said Bischoff is right. I can't headline in TNA because I'm not in my 50s. But just fire back and forth, man. If I saw Bischoff, if he walked in right now, we'd shake hands and start laughing. That's just kind of how it goes at this stage of the game.
All right, listen. Goldberg was ducking us when we tried to call him out on that back in the day when I was on the country station and our buddy Brian Adams.
That's right.
Was in the studio.
Love Brian on the show.
And I was trying to get the Goldberg story, and Jericho was more than happy to talk about it. Goldberg call up after the show. Man, that's not how it went down. I'll come on the show and talk about it. I'm like, all right, Jericho's here. He'll hear you. Never called again.
Never. Yeah. It's funny because a couple of my friends, actually Eddie Trunk in New York City, a big time DJ out there, was like, "Is this a publicity stunt?" Because at the end of it on MTV.com, it said Jericho's band Fozzy released a new record, Chasing the Girl. So he thought I was going for the Axl Rose publicity.
You got to do something.
And then thumbs up to Rip Torn for going to a bank loaded with a gun. Kind of took all the heat off me.
Taking the heat off you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what was the other thing? I'm trying so hard to be a part of a Jericho fiasco. There was I watched the.
There's been a few.
There was you at the film fest festival with the guy. And
yeah,
but that's
once
guys
again,
who don't know you. I think.
But we were having fun after we shook hands and stuff. But just one of those things where like people nowadays you can't go anywhere because people have cell phones with videos on them.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Jericho. There's this. There's that. So anything you do is going to be documented, and I just haven't learned that yet. Still being, I've been in show business for almost 20 years now, and this is just the last 5 or 6 years. You actually have to be careful what you do.
Yeah.
Before that, you could do whatever you wanted, and no one would care.
What do you care even now? You got nothing to hide.
Yeah, whatever. It's just like I said. It's that TMZ thing, and that's funny because that guy Harvey Levin, I've done lots of stuff with him before.
Yeah,
good stuff. And he called me a couple times, and just after you read the stories, I was like, Harvey, just F off, just leave me alone. So that will probably be the next step.
All right, let's get.
We had a Fozzy signing in New York City, and the TMZ camera showed up, and I had the TMZ camera removed. So that was my revenge. Get this guy out of here. So if there's any TMZ that want to come to FYE at Clearwater Mall, I will be there.
Here's what I love. Okay, we did our band played a gig at a place called Peggy's Corral. It's a biker joint right over the bridge in Palmetto. Okay. Good place, especially if you're a biker. We were off. Our band we'll play wherever we're ready to get out there, And then I was trying to move my bass cabinet through the bar to get to the car. And some jerk off wouldn't get out of my way. And when I went to go past me, like bear hugged me from behind. I kind of just pushed him off, and I called him an a-hole. And all of a sudden it was a big deal. So then later on, when I go back out to my car, the dude comes up to me and got on my face, and I was like, "Hey, jerk off! Don't touch me, and we don't have this problem." You know what I mean? Right. I don't think that they expected me to be confrontational, I guess, because I'm on the radio. Even though I'm 300 pounds, 6'3", I'm not going to fight back. So when people come up to you, and want to be tough guys, and I bet you get that a lot more than being a wrestler.
One thing you realize is that people are just naturally rude.
Yeah,
they just don't know. Like I would never go up to somebody I didn't know and slap you on the back and go, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing?" Like right from behind. Like I would never do that to a stranger.
And they think that they see you on TV that's acceptable.
That they're allowed to come up and slap me on the back and that sort of a thing. And another thing too is like hey, I don't know who the heck you are, but my kid says you're somebody. So would you sign this? Like nothing like an insult wrapped in a request. It's like you're asking me to do you a favor and insulting me at the same time. Yeah. Like whatever happened. Excuse me, sir. May I please have your autograph? Like that's what I used to hang out in the hotels for wrestling and for bands. I used to hide in the elevator. I knocked on Adrian Smith's door from Iron Maiden in 1987, and when he opened the door with his shower cap on, it's like, "Excuse me, Mr. Smith, may I please have your autograph, sir, please?" Like that's just being polite. Now it's like, "Hey, I don't know who the hell you actually, I think you kind of suck, but you signed this for my kid." Like, whatever, man.
And then every year, every time Raw or this new Smackdown that come to town, I go, "I'm 38 years old. I'm not going to this. I'm going to stay away." And then all of a sudden it's here, and I get excited and I go. And then while I'm there, I'm having a great time, and I'm amazed by some of the people. And it's only a good 30% of the people there, but the people that are still 40, 50 years old and can't differentiate between real life and wrestling.
Well, and that's the thing I was talking about with Fozzy. It's like, playing such a jerk on WWE TV, I have to be very specific in keeping Fozzy separate from the WWE because it almost drags it down. People say, "Well, Jericho sucks, so his band must suck. We hate them because we hate him." And people can't figure out the difference that, Anthony Hopkins, when he walks down the street, doesn't really eat liver with a fine Chianti. He played Hannibal Lecter in a movie. I play Chris Jericho in the realm of the WWE. Outside of that, I have a band, I write a book, I had a radio show, I act. It doesn't mean I'm the same guy. And most people can figure out the difference, but there's still that group of people. I mean, I had another TMZ last year when I got in the fight with the big mob in Victoria.
That's what I was thinking of.
They were ready to attack me because you beat up Shawn Michaels, you disgraced Canada. And it's like, guys, it's a show. Calm down. Actually, while I was on this show right here, since we started, I have some hot news.
Ladies and gentlemen,
for
Chris
the
Jericho
fans of Tampa, WWE fans of Tampa. This comes from Bret Hart, and not the Bret Hart, the Hitman. This is from Bret Hart, promoter extraordinaire and huge Iron Maiden Dio Rainbow fan.
Nice.
He said, here's a scoop. You want a scoop? This is an official scoop right here on the Cowhead Show.
Ladies and
this is for you helping me with Shark. If you can get Martin Moore some spins, I'll give you a scoop. Here's the scoop. Smackdown returns to the St. Pete Times Forum on June 8th.
Wow.
Nice. And the tickets go on sale April 3rd, and you heard that right here on the Cowhead Show.
Fantastic.
First. That is a scoop. First time ever announced right here.
I love that. Thank you very much.
So Jericho, hear that, Brett?
You're always welcome on the show, my man.
Thank you very much, Cowhead.
Then what else? Then you're writing a book? What?
I'm writing a sequel to A Lion's Tale. It'll be out next year. It's due in about a month, so I have to really write every night for 4 hours. And then, of course, the Bret Hart, Bret
big
Hart
exclusive.
announcement exclusive, June 8th.
SmackDown June 8th.
returns to Tampa.
St. Pete Times Forum. How about this? I'm going to give away a pair of tickets to that even before today. I'm giving away a pair of tickets to that next when we come back. Chris Jericho, we'll let Martin No More take us a break. It's the Cowhead Show.
Would you sign this before you go?
Absolutely.
I have decided now, while he's 3, I should probably get these things before he's mad at me when he's older.
Dude, check out the record. You'll like it.
I absolutely am. Actually, you know what's so funny is that, you're going to laugh at this. I have a cousin who is in jail, and my father was there today in New York in jail and said, will you get Jericho to sign something for me and send it to me in jail? I was like, so I'll send him the cover and keep the CD.
Okay. What's your son's name?
Joey.
How does Cowhead get through that door?
Oh.
Ooh, good one.
Is that gonna make the TV?
Oh yeah.
Wow.